people? Ox7747 back again. My second video. So, a lot of new energy here, and I just wanted to say thank you for stopping into my channel. Today, I'm going to go over Flare Finance, which is a new dApp built on the Songbird Flare Network, and right now it's only on Songbird, but soon to be on Flare. And we're going to get in there, dive in. I'm going to tell you a little about it, give you a little rough overview, and we're going to make some passive income. First, just want to stop by and look at the XRP chart here. Looks like pretty bullish to me, even though we have some red on the board, some blood in the water today. You can see that we're breaking out of a downwards wedge here, breaking out up top, and looks like we're forming a 3 rising valley structure, which is a very bullish pattern. So in the next few days we could see some upside ahead, which is nice. Now, if you could just do me a favor, maybe follow me on Twitter, give me a like, give me a follow on YouTube. That would help out my channel tremendously. The more knowledge we could share together, the more knowledge people could learn, the more money we could make, and the more happier we could be as individuals. On the Flare Finance, Flare Finance is it's like a 6-asset ecosystem. They're a dApp built on the Songbird and Flare network. They're not affiliated with Flare at all. They just went with the name because it has a nice ring to it, I guess. Where did Flare Finance come from? Well, it came from Flare. And where did Flare come from? It came from XRP. XRP is the standard, everybody. And if I could just scroll down, I could show you here. XRP gave you Flare. Flare gave you Flare Finance. And what is Flare Finance going to bring? It's going to bring you some F assets. The F assets including FLTC, FXLM, FDoge, and FXRP. With these assets, you'll be able to do many things in the Flare Finance ecosystem and make a lot of yield, and that's what we're going to go over today. So first, what is Yield Flare? Yield Flare is Flare's DAO token, also known as YFLR. There's 110 million YFLR in circulation. On the Songbird Network, this is known as DFLR. These got airdropped to people for holding Songbird or holding Flare. You get a certain portion of DFLR or YFLR in the future. So 40 million of these tokens went out in the DAO offering. That's how the distribution is. It says here that 40 million YFLR is issued by Flare Finance Foundation and will be distributed via DAO offering to the public holders of DFLR. DFLR is given to you on the Songbird Network, so they're going to have a claiming process where you take that DFLR and then you trade it in for your YFLR that you're owed by them. Any unclaimed YFLR there is then removed from circulation and placed into the APY cloud, one of the most important parts of the Flare Finance ecosystem. Another 40 million YFLR will be in there for pool mining through liquidity mining. By giving your tokens to the protocol, you'll get back tokens. They saved 10 millions for the team and investors on top of that, so they could grow their ecosystem. Same with another 10 million for the YFLR Foundation. This is just to help improve and keep the ecosystem constantly growing, constantly getting better so it never falls behind. Then they kept 10 million in YFLR reserves. This is a community reserve pool. This pool is to be utilized for user governed proposals, specifically submitted with your DAO tokens on Flare governance. And then another big part of the ecosystem is YieldFin, or YFIN. On Songbird, this is known as SFIN. So YFIN, SFIN, the max supply of both is 11 million tokens total. There's no minting in these tokens. They are all just come from you supplying tokens and being able to pull yield in. You can then sell these tokens directly on Flare's ecosystem, as we'll get into in the next segment. So they have 8,000 of the YFIN in the Flare farm distributions. Like I said before, that's for the yield farming. 1,000 YFN in Flare Mutual, which is when you provide liquidity to the mutual fund for the user event to coverage claims. Then you have another 1,000 YFN for Flare loan distributions. That's for when you are loaning out your tokens for other people to use them. You'll be getting paid in some nice YFN. Another 1,000 YFN in reserves. And then we're going to go into the product suite that it offers and how the APY cloud gets involved. Prior back to this is a nice diagram here showing you what exactly each asset will be able to do. So it all started with XRP, then came Flare, then came the F assets, and for holding these F assets you receive Flare and Yield Flare. You'll be able to use that stuff in other decentralized applications. But what can you do with your FXRP, your FDoge? That's what we really want to know. Well, they'll be able to use in these Flare finance protocols. And there are 4 which generate yield for you. So you have plenty of opportunities for passive income. The first one we're going to go over is FlareX. FlareX is a decentralized currency exchange. We'll go over here on xfx.flr.finance. This is their main page. This is on the Songbird Network. We showed you how to connect in the Songbird Network in my first video. So if you don't know how to do that, be sure to check that video out. You can see I have about 400 Songbird floating around here. I just recently sold an NFT and got a nice little stash of Songbird, so I'm going to use this to show you guys how we could use FlareX to generate some passive income and yield. So like many decentralized exchanges, FlareX requires liquidity from users like me and you, and that's where the trades are made then. You could check here with liquidity. You could provide liquidity by holding both Songbird and Canary dollars. That's Flare's USD equivalent. So that's what we're going to do right now. It's going to be a simple task here. Transaction fees are going to be minimal, and that's why I love the Flare network. First, we're going to want to split our Songbird and our Canary dollars into a 50-50 amount in order to get maximum amount able to be held in the liquidity pools. So first I have 436 Flare, so let's say I'm going to do 400 only. We'll keep 36 in the bag just in case. So I'm going to use 200 of these Songbird, flip them into Canary dollars at a bad price right now, but I'm going to do this for the purposes teaching right now. Otherwise I would just probably hold my Songbird. So I'm going to swap my Songbird right into Canary dollars here, 200 of them. My gas fee is 0.28 Songbird. Songbird's at 8 cents right now, 0.28 of 8 cents, nice and cheap. Confirm that transaction. Should take a little 5 seconds and we have a successful transaction, as you can see at the top right here. Maybe not even 5 seconds there. I'm left with 236 Songbird, and I also have enough in my Canary dollars to balance that out. So then on the FlareX, we're going to hit this liquidity button up here. We're going to provide some liquidity. Amount, you're gonna want to crank that up to 100%. You can see it's using all those Canary dollars that I just acquired. Provide liquidity. You got another 0.27 Songbird fee. Click confirm. We wait another 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. It's a lot better than Ethereum, that's all I gotta say. Successful transaction again. Transaction hash is here. So now we're providing liquidity here in the to the network here, so people can make trades faster, quicker, and with more liquidity. Cool thing about this, we're generating some delegation rewards as we hold our Songbird in there, and on top of that, we can take this liquidity, throw it over to the Flare Farm protocol, which I'll show you next, and we can make some yield off that. Jumping back to the screen, we just went over Flare X. The next one we're going to go over is Flare Farm. This is where you can participate in yield farm and Flare launch project distributions, and you can get YFLR, FLR, and F assets on the Songbird Network. They're going to be known as DFLR, SGB, and S assets in the future. And we're going to turn that into some nice yield. So we're going to jump over here, hit the drop down, go into Flare Farm. You can see I'm already farming a couple tokens. I have a 7,000 Songbird just staked in the Songbird to SFIN protocol, where I'm generating some SFIN. Then what I like to do is I can claim this here, get a little bit all the time, and as soon as I claim that, I'm gonna throw that right into my SFIN stake, where I'm staking SFIN to generate even more SFIN. So it's just passive income on top of passive income stacking. Another successful transaction. After that, we're gonna not claim here, we're gonna click change staking quick. Just add all that 100% of what we just got there, stake that SFIN. Pull that transaction back up here. Transaction successful again. So we just took this SFIN that we got here and we threw it into this pool to generate more SFIN off of this SFIN. Now what we're gonna do next, I'm just gonna hit a click refresh. Sometimes this protocol is new, so sometimes you just get some extra loading bars in there, and it might kick you off. You have to reconnect your wallet a few times, but they'll figure that out before the Flare launch. Remember, this is just experimental. This is on Songbird. It's for us to learn with, to play around, generate some free money, you know? Alright, wallet's connected again. So then I'm going to go down here to the SGB canned LP. That's what we just staked on the Flare X protocol. We're going to take that liquidity pool token, and now we're going to stake it so we could get some more SFIN rewards. So we're going to click is allow. Going to have to confirm. A lot of transactions here. Luckily they're 3 to 5 seconds. If we were doing this on the Ethereum blockchain, God, we'd be here for hours. This video would be a long time, and you guys would have to put up with me then. Lucky for you, we're on Songbird. Another transaction complete right there. And we're gonna refresh here. And now you can see that allow turned into start staking. So now we're gonna stake our full Songbird LP. We got 49 of the LP available. Stake that LP. You can see right now, after this goes down, you can see your payout, your reward rate, and this Songbird Decanned LP is, if not one of the highest. All these LPs are like the highest reward rates you're getting. They're much higher than this straight wrap Songbird one, which is only about half of that. The only thing, you can only hold Songbird in this one, which is going to go up in value or down in value depending on where you got in at. But here you're holding half of it in a stable coin, so that stable coin isn't going to gain you any money on this side. So now we're staking that SFIN. in Flare Farm. And we have that staked, we have this staked, we have staked right up here, these three right here actually, jump to the top. So this is what your portfolio looks like. This is everything I have. I have stakes here. I'll be getting my delegation rewards for those Songbird once they're in the protocol. So they'll be paid out weekly on top of everything that I'm gaining. So I'm getting this delegation rewards for my network transaction confirmations, as well as everything that I'm generating through yield as well. Now we're going to finish up. I'm going to go over the two other protocols that are still on the Flare network and allow you to even generate more yield. The next big one is Flare Loans. Flare Loans is where you loan your assets in a non-custodial way. You borrow against it, use collateral up to 70%, and then you could pay or earn an annual percentage rate with the governance tokens and established fees. You'll also be able to earn S assets and SFIN on top of that. You can check that here, down in Flare Loans. A lot of this is a lot more risky than the yield farming opportunities that I presented earlier in the video, but if you take these, you could make a lot of money. You could also lose a lot of money. So the first one is nest minting. Minting a nest is you basically giving out your Songbird as collateral and gaining some USD or Canary dollars in this case, in proportion to the amount of Songbird that you're going to give up as collateral. So if you put in your Songbird as collateral, it'll hold there in a smart contract. You gain access to those Canary dollars, and then you could use those Canary dollars as you see fit, but you need to have enough Canary dollars to pay back in order to unlock your collateral that you have locked up. So if you have to lock up at least a 70% in order to have a safe collateralization, because you could get really risky in there and you could end up losing all your collateral for a small amount of Canary dollars. We're not going to mint these today. I can show you that in another video. I just don't have any Songbird right now floating around for me to show you that. Next is a stability pool, where you can stake just USDC or your Canary dollars in this case, and it'll hold that in a stability pool where you'll generate profits from liquidating other people's collateral. It'll use your Canary dollars to pay for what they couldn't pay for, basically. You'll get liquidation profits here, and then you'll also get some SFIN as other rewards for participating in the protocol. D-Flare staking. I also have some D-Flare staked here that I got airdropped. This is also accruing me some passive income, just a little bit on the side, but you could turn that into a lot of it if you just keep working. Redemption, we'll go over redemption in another video. I have to dive deeper into that. I don't quite understand it yet, and I don't want to give you guys any information that I don't really know about. Next is the liquidations. This will just show you the liquidations that are available for you to liquidate if you have enough collateral to liquidate these things. So somebody here has a debt. They've taken 9,500 Canary dollars, and in order to get that much money, they had to stake 200,000 Songbird just to get $9,500. If this is their collateralization rate that they put up, if you have enough to pay off their debt, you can go ahead and take their Songbird, basically. That wraps up the current suite of products. Flare Mutual isn't out yet. We'll go over that when it's out. It should be out in March, as well as Flare Wrap and Flare Mine. Flare Wrap's where you're going to get your F assets or your S assets in the case of Songbird. We're going to go over that when they launch, as well as dive deeper into what the APY cloud is and what stress distributions are. I want to thank you again for stopping by my channel, and if you can like, comment, tell me how I could improve on this stuff, and tell me what you would like to see next. Thanks out. Peace and love.